I mean, it was like every second something is happening.
Yeah.
The only downtime I got was Firewatch, and that was fun. So Firewatch is they just put somebody out by the generator to make sure that it doesn't catch on fire.
Oh my god!
I sat there for an hour and a half, and I just made sure that the generator didn't catch on fire. And it's not like I was in charge of putting out the fire. It's just, hey, this catches on fire.
Hey, this is on fire.
Come get somebody.
Yeah.
So that was really fun. But I didn't really think that the director liked me too much. But again, it wasn't... I mean, that's just my novice and ignorance of being on a set.
Yeah, but you also have this, like, kind of narrative built within the industry that's, like, everyone's kind of shitty and, like, pretentious. Mm-hmm. Especially to, like, the PAs. Because it's like, oh, you're just PA. Like, you don't matter.
Yeah. And I kind of felt that way. But and it wasn't like I wanted anybody to cater to me. Mm-hmm. So I will say that. But I kind of felt like the director didn't like me. But then on the third day, and again, that was just because I didn't really understand. Because you can talk about it in film classes all you want, but until you're on a set, you don't really get the full scope. But she's like, Parker, can I talk to you for a second? On the third day. I was like, fuck. Because this whole time I thought she didn't like me. And she's like, I know you're a volunteer PA, and I had to slide some stuff around in the budget for this, but here's some money. Oh, yeah. You've been like a super awesome PA. You've kicked so much ass. Like, you're gonna do really well in the industry. And so that was really cool. That was a really cool thing, and I was very surprised because I thought I was gonna get chewed out or something. So it was cool. It was cool.
Yeah, I think that's I've only been on sets like in school, which is it's incredibly different.
Oh yeah,
I can imagine. But it's like from my point of view, at least, because I had that internship and stuff, which was like my foot in. Was like really all you have to do is like go in there, do your job, and like when you have time, like do extra shit. Because it's only going to help you. It makes everything easier on everyone else, and people are going to recognize that no matter what.
Oh yeah.
Like, and ultimately, like the big thing within this industry is like just be a cool person. Yeah. Like if people enjoy being around you, then they are going to want to keep working with you, especially if you do your job well.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was the one cool thing. And I'm not banking on this. And they even were like, please don't bank on this. But like if it gets picked up, we might give you a call to come back and like. I would still be a PA. How fucking
wild would that be?
I'd still be a PA. But yeah, they're like, we're going to try to keep the same crew. Just depends on who picks it up. Yeah. If it's Netflix, probably the same crew. Because they'll just say,
I bet they budget super. Like,
here's some money and
big bucks.
Yeah. But I mean, it just depends on who picks it up. If it's like CBS or something like that, they might bring in their own crew and just keep the director or screenwriter, which would be fine. It's just like it'd be cool to say if the show gets picked up, like, hey, I worked on that TV pilot though. You know?
For sure.
And that's
you'll probably get a credit.
Yeah, no, I definitely will. I wonder if I have one yet. I'm gonna look that up.
Do you have an IMDb now?
I might if it's put in. I doubt it in this. But anyways, yeah, it was a really awesome experience. But you're working on some true crime shit, right?
Yeah, that's the cool thing. Like in the last year and a half, so we've like kind of our group has all really gotten into like true crime. Granted, like I am not doing that kind of true crime by any means. Yeah, but it's still like real people like working on so many different. Do you have it?
I have it. I have an IMDb now. What? That's so fucking cool. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys.
Parker's living the dream.
That makes me so happy. I'm gonna add my picture to it. I have to get a 30-day free trial. It says nothing. It just says I'm sorry.
It says production assistant.
Yeah. Well, here's what it says. I'm so sorry to have interrupted you.
No, you're good.
It just says Parker Berry, miscellaneous crew, production assistant, 2019. That's all it says. I'm so happy right now. That's so cool. I'm gonna start crying.
Oh my god!
All right, keep talking.
No, yeah, it's super cool. And like we have one show that's been going on for like 25 seasons. Like it's been around for a fuck ton of time.
What show is it? Are you allowed to say?
I don't see why not.
Okay,
I mean, it's Snapped.
I don't know.
But like I grew up watching that show with my mom because she was super into it, and now like I'm doing work on that show, which is batshit insane. Yeah. And, you know, we have a bunch of other, like, we do, like, kind of the smaller crimes, like, just those, every once in a while we get, like, some big specials, but, like, a lot of it is just, you know, everyday people, like, doing some crazy shit. But it's, like, super cool because I'm working on something.
Yeah. No, that's, I'm going to look it up. I don't think I've heard of it before, but that's really cool. Snapped. Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm. Well, Snapped. I don't remember what. I want to say it's like Oxygen, maybe, that it comes on. I don't know. But it's just like women scorned and they just snap and kill their husbands, or like families and shit like that. And it's like crazy shit. But that's like our big one. But I don't know. It's like.
Yeah, I see it right here.
Yeah. And we've got, I mean, like, we have a shit ton of shows.
That's awesome.
That we do. I don't know. It's super nice to have spent all this time in school, because I feel like people, at least our professors and stuff, and, you know, what you read and hear about it all is like, it's hard. Like, it's so impossible to get into the industry and like do well and that kind of thing. It's like, I spent a lot of time in school, like, very discouraged that I wouldn't make it anywhere, that I wouldn't be able to make a name for myself. And it's like, you know, I get to work and I start working on shows that are on television. It's like, holy shit, like I'm doing it. Yeah. And that's like just an incredible feeling to have, you know?
Yeah. And I think too, well, for me, I think a lot of I felt that way with some of our professors. I'm not going to name drop any of them.
I know who you're talking about.
But there's a couple. Mm-hmm. But there, in one specifically, I started being his TA last semester, and he, for me, is the reason why I just feel like encouraging, like super encouraging, and saying like you will make it in the industry. Your type of personality is gonna make it in the industry. I think that's all I needed. And again, you know, it wasn't a huge deal. It's not a huge deal to be a volunteer PA on a set, but it definitely is that, like, you know. And if any of you got, I don't know, if anybody like has any questions for me specifically, like later on, shoot me a message. I'd love to talk about it, because I talked for a while with a girl that like wants to PA and work her way up. And a lot of people have questions, and as soon as you know the answers to them, you don't have to ask those questions on set, it ups that like to the next level, even if you're a volunteer PA. To like walk onto the set and have your shit together. Like for me, this is like, it sounds silly if you're not in the film world, but I showed up with like a waiter's pouch that like waiters have, or servers. I don't know what you call them. Some people call them both. I don't know where you're listening. But I had one of those, and I walked in, and they were like, "Oh, nice, you have your like stuff ready to go." And I was like, "Yeah, I have C47s, which are clothespins. I have like a multi-tool, which I ended up using, which was good that I had it on me, and I had a little journal so I could write down anything that anybody needed, so I could go and get it set." So that was really, it was just like stuff like that he told me, like, hey, do this, and you just like have pens and Sharpies and those things, and make sure you're carrying around hot bricks and those things, like, which I know you know, which hot bricks, if you don't know, are like batteries. There's like typically on a set, if it's a good set, they're going to have their own batteries that you would just go plug in the ones that are dead, and you have hot ones on you so you can hand them off if somebody needs, and I didn't even need them at any point during the production at all, because like it was a small set, and so like people weren't having to walkie too much, right? But just like the being on your toes and being ready, that was the thing that is important, I think, to, you know, it was a really cool experience. I do have a couple funny stories from it.
Oh yeah,
but I want to hear funny stories from you first. Anything crazy in the editing bay?
It's a lot of like lost tapes.
Yeah,
like people constantly coming in, but also like, so where we are right now, my job currently is like a lot of the pre-editing stuff, you know, ingesting all the media, syncing up all the scenes and organizing it in a way that like the editor can get it and just immediately start working on it. But also we are in a spot. So we're like a small team of like 5, and we're kind of the people that everyone goes to when like something's going wrong. So it's like, hey, this media's offline. Can you guys fix this? Or like, hey, we need like this stuff from this show put over on this new project. just to like have some extra B-roll and that kind of stuff. It's like, so we're like kind of troubleshooting the whole time.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's like a lot of people coming in, they're like, hey, we can't find this thing. And we're like, shit. Like everybody's running around like trying to find shit. Like we haven't had anything crazy happen.
Yeah.
But it's just that kind of stuff. Just like people need help with things. And,
Yeah.
And Avid is a monster already, so it's like...
Yeah, Avid is... Is that what program you guys are using? Yeah. Fuck.
I love it, which is... Like, I know a lot of people, like, really hate it. Like,
I mean, I like it because I feel like it's more precise. I feel like it's a very precise program, whereas After Effects, you can kind of do some manipulation where you don't have to do that much work. No. But with Avid, you have to be, like, super precise.
You have to know it. And it's like, if you don't know what you're looking at, it's terrifying.
Yeah, it's a beast. But yeah, I have a funny story.
Before you go into stories, I'm going to ask you one question.
Okay.
So having been on like a legit set, how do you think that like going forward, how do you think that changes the way you act on a set like in school? Because a lot of people don't have that like real life experience.
I think for me, one of the things that I focus every time I go into a class or into a collaborative anything, I'm like, I don't want to be a steamroller, and I don't want to be somebody that backs down either. And so for me, that was what I thought about before even going onto the set. Like, that was like, that's how I want to operate, this is how I want to be, and that was kind of like backed up by this experience. You know, sometimes you have to be flexible. You have to, because there were some shots that they, you know, when you're in pre-planning, and you are thinking like, I'm going to do this shot this way, but you get on set and like, oh shit, we can't do it this way. You have to have some flexibility in that. But also when people are trying to tell you to change your vision, don't, you know, it's not don't listen to them. Yeah. But it's like, stand firm. Because for me, I do feel very strongly about this. I feel that if I am the guy and people are coming to me like, hey, I want to change this, and the product comes out and it sucks, I'm going to be like, that's because they wanted to change it. But if I stand firm on what I really like and it comes out and it sucks, okay, I learned from that and I'll be better next time. But if it comes out, and that's not to be vain, but if it's your passion piece and it's something you like and it comes out and you are like, that's good. Yeah.
It's all worth it.
Then everything is worth it. So that would be something I think I kind of like took away from that. And so on a student set, I think it's a little different. You know, I don't know if I'm going to be, I don't want to like be playing pretend on a set. But on the short film that I'm working on now, I'm going to have PAs. Yeah. And I'm probably not going to be super nice to them. Not that I'm not going to be nice, but I'm not going to cater to them. Right. You know, I want people on a set, I guess, then at that point, then I would say I just would try to make it as real a set as possible.
It's just one of those things, like, you have to know the hierarchy of a set, and you have to respect that. Like,
definitely.
The people that are above you, like, did their time. Like, they've been where you were. Yeah. So it's like, it's not like they're just being dicks. It's like...
No, definitely.
We know where you are, but, like, you just kind of have to, like...
Yeah. And no one in particular, until the funny story I'll tell you, was a dick. Yeah. Like, there was one moment where I was like, I went up to the DP, he was setting up for a shot, and I said, hey, Luke, please forgive me if I'm overstepping. Like, I really am sorry. But I did notice, because I was looking at the monitors on Video Village, that in the shot that they had set up, because we had filmed something on Friday, and we had another shot planned, but it got to be too late, and they were like, we'll pick it up tomorrow. And there was a poster on the wall in that initial scene on Friday. Yeah. And so we picked it up on Sunday, so it's 2 days later. And the poster had changed because the owner of the studio that we're using put back up their poster. Yeah. I was like, dude, please forgive me if I'm overstepping, but I did notice this. I remembered in that shot, and they were like, yeah, we'll look at it really quick. And so that was kind of cool, because if you handle a situation with like a lot of humility and saying like, hey, like, please, you know, I mean, you can even start off with that, like, hey, please forgive me if I'm, you know, overstepping, and that's what I said. And he was like, oh yeah, you're right, like, well, can you fix that for me really quick? And then that's all it was. Yeah. But in the final product, I'm gonna look at that shot and know, I'm gonna be like, I
noticed that.
I would have noticed that, and I'm glad that I said something about it, because they would have noticed it. And then it would have been on the script supervisor, but now the script supervisor
is okay.
You know what I mean? Doesn't have And again, not that it would be on her, but you know what I mean. And kind of that, like, it's just all humility.